All right, I'm going to show you two different ways to use this cut file um, and be able to have your silhouette cut out the background or what you're going to back the file with. So obviously first you would cut this out of white cardstock or whatever you're going to use for the actual file. Then if you want to cut it to make it back, to back the file, there's a couple different things you can do. You want to make sure that you leave it the same size and not resize it. I'm going to double click or right click and I will get release compound path. So I'm going to release compound path by right clicking. What that does is it makes all of these little pieces their own file. So like if I move this, not their own file, but their own piece. So now I can't move the whole thing as one because each of these pieces I can click on and delete. So one of the ways that you can do this is you can delete the parts that you do not want to cut, and you will be left with just the back side of the flowers, and it will be a perfect size to back this cut file. So I'm just clicking delete. I can also select a few of them and delete. Click and delete. So that's one way. That can take some time, but for some files, you might have to do it that way. Another thing that you can do is once you've released the compound path is you have this center piece right here. Okay, I'm gonna undo that so that it goes back to where it was. And then you have this outer piece right here. Okay, also I'm gonna undo that so it stays in the same spot. Okay, so if you take those two pieces and select them, the way I do it is I click Command, nope, I lied. I click Shift, and now I've got both of them selected. Okay, do you see that? So now I have the inside and the outside selected, and I could just pull this over to the side and select all of this and delete it. If I wanted, I could do it that way. The other thing then that I'm going to want to make sure that I do is let me go back to the, okay, so here I'm going to select the inner piece. I'm going to use the shift key. I'm going to select the outer piece. And then by doing that, I could right click and make compound path so that when I move it, the two of them are together. Do you see that? So as I'm moving it, they're both together and I'm not having to make sure that they stay together because they are together. And I can delete those. And now I can just cut that out of whatever pattern paper or cardstock or whatever I want to have in the back to back my file. Hope that helps. Thanks a lot.